Hey yo guys, what is up? MTG is back again with a video. In today's video, we are looking at a Huatli Oathbreaker $25 budget deck. It's probably not exactly $25, but it is pretty cheap compared to some Oathbreaker decks. As you can see, we don't have a face cam today. That's because I'm still sick a little bit, and I still kind of look like a mess. So we're gonna leave it without the face cam today, and then next week we can probably have the face cams return. Most of the videos you'll see over the weekend will be pre-recorded, so that's why I would say next week rather than yeah, you get it, you get the point. Okay, so let's hop right into this. Huatli Oathbreaker, our commanders, or our commander, and then our signature spell. We have Huatli the Sun's Heart, 2 a green and a white, 7 loyalty. Each creature you control assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. -3, you gain life equal to the greatest toughness among creatures you control. So that's our commander slash planeswalker commander thing. I don't know exactly what you call it. Tower Defense is our signature spell. 1 and a green. It's an instant. Creatures you control get +0/+5 and reach and gain reach until end of turn. So you're gonna be using this to do a ton of damage using Huatli. Yeah. So our creatures, we have 18 creatures. First one, Alpha Protector, 2 and a white is a Vigilance 1/4. Most of the stuff, the toughness will be crazy high, and then we won't really be worrying about the power just because of Huatli. Ancient Spider, 2 a green and a white, 2/5 first strike. You may block as though it had flying, so basically it has reach. Baird Steward the Argiv, I'm not sure how to say that. 2 and 2 white, 2/4 vigilance. Creatures can't attack you or planeswalkers you control unless their controller pays 1 for each of those creatures. So good just to slow down your opponents, and it's also good to do damage to your opponents. Cacophodon? I don't know. Creature dinosaur, 3 and a green, 2/5. Enrage. Whenever it is dealt damage, untap target permanent. Pretty good ability to add on to the power and toughness of that creature. Carven Caryatid, I don't know. 1 and 2 green, 2/5 defender. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. So it's effectively a 5/5 defender. Choros of the Conclave, 4, 2 green and 2 white. 3/8 Forest Walk. As an additional cost to cast creature spells, you may pay any amount of mana. If you do, that creature enters the battlefield with that many additional +1/+1 counters. So it's helping us buff up our creatures. Plus, we effectively have an 8/8 when it comes to dealing damage. Sentinel Wood Readers, 2 and a green. 1/4 kicker is 2 and a green. When it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, draw 2 cards. Gorm the Great, 3 and a green, 2/7. Partner with Virtus the Wild, which we're not worried about. Vigilance. Gorm the Great must be blocked if able, and Gorm must be blocked by 2 or more creatures if able. So, pretty good card. Grizzled Leotau, a green and a white. It's got no abilities, it's just a 1/5, but with Huatli, it is a pretty good card. Indomitable Ancients, 2 and 2 white, 2/10, no abilities, but that's still crazy to have because it's a 4-drop, basically a 10/10 with Huatli on the battlefield. So that is pretty insane. Jotty Lifestrider, 4 and a green, 2/8. When it enters the battlefield, you may tap any number of untapped creatures you control. You gain 2 life for each creature tapped this way. So, pretty good stuff. Something Home Guard. I don't know how to say the first part of that. 3 and a white, 1/6 Human Soldier. Whenever it attacks or blocks, put -0/-1 counter on it at the end of each combat. If you do, put a 0/1 white deserter creature token into play. Looming Allosaur, 3 and a white is a 1/7, so nothing too crazy here, no abilities, but with Huatli, it's effectively a 7/7, so for 4, that's pretty good. Magnagoth, Treefolk, 4 and a green, 2/6. For each basic land type among lands you control has Landwalk of that type. So, pretty good card, especially considering we have Huatli. Nyx Fleece Ram, 1, a white. At the beginning of your upkeep, you gain 1 life. We're not really worried about that. We're just worried about the fact that it's effectively a 5/5. Ranging Raptors, 2 and a green, 2/3. Whenever it is dealt damage, you may search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. So pretty good to just help us ramp out some of our stuff. 3 and 2 green, reach, and then for X and 2 green, it deals X damage to each creature with flying. So pretty good if you get some flyers that you gotta take care of. Tangle Angler for 3 and a green, 1/5 infect. For 1 green, target creature blocks Tangle Angler this turn if able. And then moving on to our enchantments, we have 7 enchantments. The first one being Angelic Chorus for 3 and 2 white. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain life equal to its toughness. So this is going to gain us a ton of life throughout the game. Assault Formation, 1 and a green. Each creature you control assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. For 1 green, target creature with Defender can attack this turn as though it didn't have Defender. And then for 2 and a green, creatures you control get +0/+1 until end of turn. So pretty sweet card when it comes to this deck. Kalani Heart Expedition, 1 and a green. Landfall, whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you may put a quest counter on Kalani. Or County? Maybe it's Colony. I don't know. Heart Expedition. Remove 3 quest counters from Kalani. I don't know. Heart Expedition and sacrifice it. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards. Put them on the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle your library. It's just helping us really ramp out some stuff. Leyline of Vitality. 2 and 2 green. If it's in your opening hand, you can start with it on the battlefield. Creatures you control get +0/+1. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may gain 1 life. Primal Rage, 1 and a green enchantment. Creatures you control have trample, so it's just helping us deal extra damage and help us win a little bit faster. Rancor, 1 green, enchanted creature gets +2/+0 and has trample. When Rancor is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, return Rancor to its owner's hand. So pretty good stuff. Zendikar Resurgent, our last enchantment, 5 and 2 green. Whenever you tap a land for mana, add 1 mana to your mana pool of any type that land produced. Whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. It's a pretty good card, just helping us ramp out some stuff. For artifacts, we have 1 Mind Stone, obviously, because you can only have 1 of any card when it comes to Oathbreaker, so that was kind of a dumb comment. For 2 colorless, you can play it's an artifact, tap it for 1 colorless mana. For 1, tap it to sacrifice it and draw a card. Prismatic Lens, 2 colorless for you can tap to add a colorless mana, or you can tap 1 and tap it, or pay 1 colorless, tap 1, or tap it. Jeez, I can't talk. And then add 1 mana of any color. Selesnya Locket, Signet, 2 colorless, 1 and tap it for a green and a white. Talisman of Unity, 2 colorless here. Tap it to add 1 to your mana pool, or tap to add a green or a white to your mana pool, and it deals 1 damage to you. Wayfarer's Bauble, one that's gone significantly up in price recently. Wayfarer's Bauble is 1 colorless, 2 and tap it. Sacrifice Wayfarer's Bauble, search your library for a basic land card, and put that card onto the battlefield tapped. Then shuffle your library. So it's just helping us get the mana we need, or the lands we need. Lands, we have 10 Forest, 9 Plains, 1 Selesnya Sanctuary. Enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, return a land you control to its owner's hand, and tap it to add a green or a white. And then 1 Stirring Wildwood, enters the battlefield tapped. Tap it for a green or a white to your mana pool. 1 a green and a white. Until end of turn, Stirring Wildwood becomes a 3/4 and white, 3/4 green and white elemental creature token with reach. It is still a land. Sorcery, 1 Grow from the Ashes, 2 and a green, kicker for 2, search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, and shuffle your library. If this spell was kicked, instead search your library for 2 basic land cards, put them on the battlefield, then shuffle your library. 1 Rampant Growth, 2 and a green, 1 and a green, search your library for a basic land card, put that card onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. Sky Shroud, claim 3 and a green, search your library for up to 2 forest cards, put them onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. So basically all these are just helping us get extra mana. As an additional cost to cast Thunderherd Migration, reveal a dinosaur card from your hand or pay 1 colorless, and this is 1 and a green if I didn't already say that. Search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle your library. Finally, 3 instants. Bar the Door, 2 and a white. Creatures you control get +0/+4 until end of turn, which this is just a game winner almost for us at certain times. Gleam of Resistance, 4 and a white. Creatures you control get +1/+2 until end of turn. Untap those creatures. Or basic land cycling for 1 and a white. And finally, we have Solidarity. Geez, I can't talk. 3 and a white. Creatures you control get +0/+5 until end of turn, which is also helping us win the game. That's gonna do it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed, please drop a like and subscribe. Helps out the channel a lot. Also, if you want to help support the channel even more, you can check out the Patreon link below, or my merch, which is also linked below, and that's the best way to support the channel. If you want something back for yourself, there's some sweet merch over there at my little merch shop. So I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace out, guys.